project on M20 in Mount Pleasant next week. Starting Monday, crews will begin work on modernizing traffic signals, replacing bearings on the US 127 bridge, and adding a right turn lane at Isabella Road. Work during the construction season will focus on the stretch of M20 between Pickard and US 127, and in 2024, improvements will be made between Pickard and Mission Streets. According to MDOT, the project will improve M20's driving surface and extend the life of the roadway and the US 127 bridge. Intermittent lane closures and traffic shifts will be implemented during construction, which is expected to be complete by November 2024. The city of Flint has 5 months to replace any remaining lead or steel water lines. A federal judge issued an order giving the city until August 1st to make the changes. It's part of an agreement between Flint and the Natural Resources Defense Council, which represents residents involved in a lawsuit filed 7 years ago as a result of the water crisis. The council says while more than 10,000 pipes have been replaced, at least 1,000 others still haven't been inspected. It has been slowed by COVID-19 and a shortage of pipe and other materials. WSGW News Time 9:07.
Hello, this is Carol Thomas, and I'm going to be presenting my next seminars in Bay City on Wednesday, March 15th. I'll be at the Doubletree Hotel at 10 o'clock and 5 o'clock. They always fill up, so if you're interested in attending, please call my office at 989-793-2300. I talk about wills and trusts, the importance of them to get assets protected if you ever need nursing home care. It's also extremely important to understand why you need a financial power of attorney. Why do you need a medical power of attorney? I love presenting the seminars because this is where you're going to find out what is necessary. I've had so many people come to my office recently that because they do not have their documents set up. I think it's worth your time to come to one seminar, learn what you need to know, and then you can make the decision. But isn't it amazing by coming to one seminar, you can learn how to protect your life savings? Please call my office at 989-793-2300 to make a reservation. I promise you, you will not be disappointed if you come to one of my seminars.
WSGW News Time 9:08. The weather forecast is next. A pilot from West Michigan has been identified as one of 5 people who died in a crash involving a medical transport plane in Nevada. Family members say 46-year-old Scott Walton was flying the plane in a snowstorm when apparently it broke apart and crashed last Friday. Walton picked up flying as a hobby while working in marketing, but about 10 years ago decided to pursue his passion for aviation as a full-time career. We should learn more. Michigan DNR will lease 162,000 acres of DNR-managed forest for the expansion of Camp Grayling in Crawford County. DNR Acting Director Shannon Lott was asked in a House committee about the expansion.
I'm working on the governor's office on a release for this, but I will tell you that statute does not allow us to lease land like it did in 1941. So we are looking at other ways to help them do some of the training exercises that they need, that they need to do. And, we all want to protect our resource there. All of us do as well, obviously, in the agency.
The National Guard wants more land for training activities like drone operation, cyber and electronic warfare, and communication systems. Many local governments and conservation groups oppose the move. Hundreds of Michigan cities, townships, and counties will be getting money as a result of marijuana sales taxes. The Cannabis Regulatory Agency says the communities each will receive more than $51,000 for every licensed marijuana business within its jurisdiction. The school aid and state transportation funds will also receive $69 million from the tax payments. WSGW News Time 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Mixed precipitation in the area today, mainly before noon, possibly becoming just plain old rain before ending. Otherwise, mostly cloudy. Highs top out near 40 degrees. Winds east southeasterly 5 to 15 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight it remains mostly 30. Winds turn to the north 5 to 10. Thursday still mostly cloudy. Highs making into the middle 30s. Winds remain north 5 to 10. And then Thursday night, it stays mostly cloudy and lows fall back to 25. This is meteorologist Phil Jensko with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now, it's 35.
Now, The only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
And a very pleasant good morning to you, and welcome to another edition of the Art Lewis Show for a Wednesday. Nice to have you with us. Later on this morning, I'm going to talk at 10 o'clock. We're going to begin talking to Matt Solek from the Saginaw Township Soccer Association about a new affiliation they have with the Detroit club. And at 10:30, TJ Coleman won some auto awards at the recent Autorama. We'll find out about that. 11 o'clock, Major Chords for Minors will be the subject of focus this morning, but we're going to start out this morning during this 9 o'clock hour chatting with the President, Chief Executive Officer of the Saginaw County Chamber of Commerce, and she is Veronica Horn. Veronica, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
We're doing all right. Hope you are too.
We are.
I guess I have to start before we get into the chamber stuff. Now that your husband is no longer a politician, what's he doing?
Well, he's actually writing another book.
Really?
A novel. Yes, he is. He's been real busy doing that. It's just a very interesting idea. I'm not going to tip your listeners off, but stay tuned. It's pretty fascinating.
Ah, good. I'll look forward to it. Yeah.
And he's, working on some home projects, but and he's not done. He's been still trying to work to help increase Michigan's population. That is his passion. Yep. He's a very staunch supporter of manufacturing and believes we need to bring manufacturing back to attract 1 million people within 10 years back to Michigan. So he's been busy.
That's good. You'll keep him busy.
Yep. Yes, absolutely.
All right. So what is new with the Saginaw County Chamber of Commerce?
Well, I mean, lots. We're entering a new legislative session. The House and Senate passed a supplemental bill yesterday, a pretty large one, but not with a lot of effect in this region, more for the Marshall plant, the battery plant coming to Marshall, Michigan, and with Ford, and some other technical things, immediate effect for some tax bills, that sort of thing. But now we enter the budget season, and that's where the chamber working certainly with Saginaw Future and some local developers on the redevelopment along the riverfront in Saginaw. So we're working with our Senator Christy McDonald and our Saginaw representative Amos O'Neill on that project. So in fact, I've been on the phone with them since 7:30. They're on the way to Lansing, and and the world continues to turn.
So the realistic view of the new legislature, it's now changed hands. How does this impact the desires of the chamber in terms of legislative action?
It doesn't change our perspective at all. What we do, our job started the day after the election, and it was to meet the new legislators, work with the ones that were already in office. It was an interesting election in that, through redistricting, we went from Saginaw County having 1 senator and 3 state representatives to now fully 3 senators and 4 state representatives. Of all of those elected officials, the only elected official in Saginaw is Amos O'Neill. The rest come from outside of Saginaw County, but represents parts of Saginaw County. So our job was to introduce ourselves and further, educate these legislators on what Saginaw County's priorities are, little bit about who we are, and then finding out from them what their priorities are. So it's a lot of educational work with term limit.
Do you
Because
believe that this legislature will be business friendly?
Maybe in some ways, yeah. I mean, we're going to be working with them certainly. We didn't always agree with the majority as it was with all the Republicans,
that's true.
because our priorities are different. Every chamber, and you know that, we are not a staunch. Our members are not one party or the other. We have a nice blend of both, and so we believe in approaching legislation reasonably and being able to work with either side of the aisle. So, I mean, what's good for business is in the eye of the beholder.
What's the business climate like right now in Saginaw County?
I don't think it's too bad. I think, as with everybody, it's that talent gap. It's being able to attract and retain talent. There's a lot of back and forth on wages right now, as that's in front of the Supreme Court, to decide, if there's going to be an increase in minimum wage, if employers are going to be required to sick days and all of that. So we've got quite a bit of focus on that, and awaiting a decision from the courts. But otherwise, it's attracting and retaining talent, and it's also, making our membership more diverse, as it is with the Saginaw County Chamber of Commerce. So we have a great focus on diversity and helping the chamber to look more like the community.
This would be a question for your husband,
Okay.
because he is, and has always been, a leading proponent of bringing manufacturing back to Michigan, jobs in Michigan, bringing industry to Michigan. The question I have is, considering that we have industry here right now that's going looking for labor and can't find them, let us say that your husband, Ken, was successful in attracting new industry. Where are we going to find the employees?
Well, would you like me to ask him?
Yes.
Well, hang on, Art. Here he is.
Oh.
The guy that used to be Ken Horn. Hold on. Arthur, how are you?
Senator Horn, how are you? I asked your wife, we were talking about labor, the labor force, and I know that your interest has always been and continues to be bringing new industry to Michigan so that we can attract population back to Michigan. Let us say you're successful, but we have industries here right now that are crying for workers and can't find them. If you bring new industry into Michigan, where do you find the new workers?
Well, the new industry you bring in is the innovative industries that attract talent from the East Coast, from Cambridge, Massachusetts, from Virginia, from the Texas Tech corridor, from Silicon Valley, from around the world. So you can accommodate all of this, and then as these people come here, they're bringing their own talents with them. And so now you've got these new innovations, and you're bringing young people who are growing up with these talents, whether it's software, engineering skills or other technology skills for Industry 4.0, which is a new technology for manufacturing, like additive manufacturing, 3D technologies, all of those things. These are the influences that we can have on manufacturing. They have to do all the work. We can just kind of set the tone as the state of Michigan.
What's your view of and I asked your wife this too, what's your view of the new legislature? Are they going to be business friendly?
It's hard to tell right now. The seas are so rough right now. and everybody has to, on this big old ship they have down there, has to get their sea legs, and so they have to understand each other. But I don't think that they've come to terms with, the new, reality of what's going on down there. Everybody's fighting for a position. I mean, the stakeholders, the industry leaders, community leaders, and academics, college presidents, and so on. They're all trying to figure out who's really got a vision, who's leading who. So it's going to be a little rocky for a while, but they'll be fine. In terms of business friendly, you can't, they've just, with the budget, just yesterday, they spent a lot of money on the SOAR program, which I was a part of creating, the Strategic Outreach Attraction Reserve Fund, which helps attract the attention of big job providers. But if you're not disciplined, if you don't pay attention to the regulatory policy that's required and proper tax policy, if you let that get out of hand, I'm just writing a paper, Art, summary on all of this, and we're kind of refreshing it. But our research and development tax credit that states have, and other things, other tools that other states have. These are things to be mindful of. But yeah, they're going to have their social issues at first, but as long as they maintain a steady flow of things, we should be fine.
All right. Well, Ken, thanks for answering the question, and you can put your wife back on. I'm going to take a break, and we'll come back and talk to Veronica Horn, and we thank Senator Ken Horn. We will be back with you in just a few minutes here on the Art Lewis Show on WSGW.
Are you looking for a place that will satisfy the food? Emily, look no further. The Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch will do just that. At the Lumberjack, you're sure to enjoy the food and company, all while getting a pure, up-north dining experience. The home-style cooking is sure to have you coming back for more. With an array of entrees, burgers, omelets, desserts, and more, it's certain that there's something for everyone to love. So head up north to the Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch, exit 212, I-75.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
This is Matt Crowder live at the gas station on 41st Street reporting on those skyrocketing gas prices. Excuse me, miss, are you buying less gas now because of the high prices?
Oh, I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Well, does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Stop paying full price for gas. Download the free Upside app and get real cash back every time you buy gas. This is Matt Crowder Radio News Network. Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LANE for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or any gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LANE. It's a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LANE.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this report.
Eli Lilly is cutting the prices for its most commonly prescribed insulin drugs by 70%. It plans to improve a program that caps patients' out-of-pocket costs at $35 a month. Kohl's lost money in its holiday quarter. The stock is losing ground. The Wendy's quarter topped forecasts. Home improvement chain Lowe's was holding up better than expected in the period. Its sales did decline, though. The company sees flat or slightly lower this year, and Lowe's shares are losing ground. Tupperware's quarter was mixed. Novavax says it has substantial doubt about its operating through the year because of manufacturing issues and other challenges. Its Novavax COVID vaccine was delayed. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Kosova, invested in you.
It's Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metal. Metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars, Lose the Weight or Stop Smoking. Guaranteed only $49.99. Seminar Saturday, March 4th at the Bay Valley Resort and Conference Center in Bay City. Weight loss seminar starts at 11 a.m. Registration 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking starts at 2 p.m. Registration 1:30 p.m.
Are you working way too hard for way too little? There's never been a better time to consider a career in IT. You could enjoy a recession-resistant career in a rewarding field with plenty of growth opportunities and often flexible work environments. Go to My Computer Career and take the free career Start your new career in months, not years. Take classes online or on campus. And financial aid is available to qualified students, including the GI Bill. Now is the time. mycomputercareer.edu.
On the next Martha Van Camp and Robin show, Joe Biden talked about a nurse breathing sensually on him. It's not the first time either. He smells like Aqua Velvet. Sensually?
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we are back with you talking to Veronica Horn. She heads up, of course, the Saginaw County Chamber of Commerce. How's membership in the chamber these days, Veronica?
It is solid and actually growing. And again, we've had a very aggressive effort underway to attract more minority business, all small and home-based businesses, because business is changing since the pandemic. I mean, it was on that trajectory anyway, but it's really exacerbated because of COVID. So we have a focus on that, adding benefits for these home-based and minority businesses to help them be successful, because Saginaw County will be successful if everyone is successful.
For those that don't know, maybe they're outside the business world, whatever, describe the purpose of a chamber of commerce.
Well, if you've seen one chamber, you've seen one chamber. Every chamber tends to reflect their community and kind of their community's priorities. In Saginaw County, we have some very solid chambers. We have, the Berkshire Bridgeport is a very active, very strong chamber of commerce. They focus more on, the tourism aspect and helping their businesses be successful in drawing more people to Frankenmuth and having that experience. They also have a good, solid, variety of offices, service, retail, and besides the tourism industry. But that's their focus. With Saginaw, we have a much larger manufacturing base, high tech, all of that. And so our focus has been on legislative, giving those businesses a voice on the local level, on the state level, and even on the federal level. So we work very closely with our elected officials to try and get Saginaw County's priorities moved forward. So we also have a focus on small business success. And so we're really trying to develop some programs, again, that will make all businesses successful. Some of these small businesses have a great idea, but they don't have maybe the financial literacy or some of the knowledge of what programs are out there that could help them, that kind of thing. So we're really trying to coordinate those efforts to get them a value for their chamber membership.
Does the chamber have, mentors who can help someone who doesn't have maybe the financial literacy to go into business?
That's one of the things that we're developing. It is a challenge getting people to volunteer to do that, but we're working with organizations like the Small Business Technology Development Center, CMU Research Center, even City of Saginaw, and as part of our minority business program, we are getting mentors lined up from like our board of directors that can help work with these small businesses to help them get access to capital. Maybe not make the same mistakes they made when they first got into business, those types of things.
So let's talk about events, because the chamber is also in some ways event driven. A lot of it has to do with networking. So tell us about some of those events.
Well, we certainly are heavy on events. We do hundreds of events a year, all different kinds, from, our monthly percolator breakfast where we bring in a speaker and talk about a relevant topic. So tomorrow we have our monthly percolator breakfast, and we're going to have Bruce Martin from Saginaw Township Schools. They're looking at a special bond millage to build a new high school. So we know that affects business, certainly, not just residents, but we try and bring those facts forward. But there's also a networking opportunity. So our members get to know one another, know who they should do business with, because we support our chamber members. Then we have, more casual, like a business after 5. And again, that's a networking. But we have some large events. One coming up is our annual Chairman's Ball, where we honor the outgoing chairman. This year is Beth Heamy. And we also, that's a formal event, just thanking them for their service. We have our annual meeting coming up. So lots of for our members to participate.
And the Chairman's Ball, that's been going on a long time, hasn't it?
It has. It's been maybe 15 years, I think. And I'm trying to look that up right now, as we speak.
Yeah, I know you call it a formal event, but some of the antics that go on there's nothing formal about it.
Well, we have had people from all over the state that have attended the Chairman's Ball, and if there's one thing they agree on, it's that the Saginaw County Chamber knows how to throw a party.
Yeah, so, no doubt about it.
Yeah, in fact, this year our theme is Run for the Roses, so we will be everybody will be in their best Kentucky optional. So it really is. It's a great chance for us to honor the service of our of not just of our chair, but we have another award that we give that evening called the Corporate Community Service Award, and that is given to one of our members that really does above and beyond what they do. This year is Huntington Bank. So besides being a bank, is what they allow their employees to involve themselves in, philanthropic works, volunteerism, those types of things. So we thank them for that, and they're a great recipient.
And it's also a fundraiser for the chamber.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it takes money to operate a chamber.
Yes, it does. But our membership has, to go back to the original question, our membership has been growing, and approximately 33, I believe, are minority business, which is really absolutely my heart soars over that, because we are great supporters. I want to be able to mainstream all businesses together into this Great Lakes Bay region.
So
yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to ask Veronica, and as we close out this interview, what's the most important thing on the agenda right now for the chamber?
To continue to communicate, connect, and influence on behalf of our members. But object is this development along the riverfront. It's going to be phenomenal should it come to fruition, and there's only so much I can really talk about, but it's going to be for the betterment of the community. It would coordinate a lot of medical services and provide for the underserved while developing a beautiful riverfront. And then just really growing our membership and keeping Saginaw as a community strong.
And, you mentioned medical. That's an important part of our community, isn't it? I mean, it's become the significant employer.
Critical part, yes. And right now, with our major hospitals, 2 regional hospitals, then you have, include the Veterans VA Hospital, Health Source Saginaw. We really are a destination, and this project would really coordinate those services much better. In working with CMU medical partners, the 2 years of the medical school that we do have in Saginaw, they have increased. Dr. Kakano is the dean of the medical school, and he has increased the residencies in psychiatric medicine. So we'll be cranking out more psychiatrists where there's a desperately need, is specifically pediatric. And so currently we have people on a waiting list coming from Detroit to get child psychiatric help. So we see a real strength there, and we just want to grow on that. We have some in our region, particularly Saginaw County, and we want to build on that strength.
Can you hang on for another segment?
Sure.
Okay, I'll be right back. Got to take a break. We're talking to Veronica Horn from the Saginaw County Chamber of Commerce, its leader. I want to talk to you about a family friend of mine. When I say family friend, not only family friend, but also a business where I do business, and that's McDonald Ford. I've known the McDonald family ever since I've been in Saginaw, which was 1974. And Tom Jr. and his son, Tom III, now have McDonald Ford in Freeland. And yep, they're a Ford dealer, but there's so much more because they have a pre-owned vehicle lot that has all kinds of marks on it, from Chevys and Jeeps, Cadillacs, Lincolns. I saw a Mercedes. I've seen an Audi. They just have an extensive fleet which constantly turns over. Right now, for example, from that fleet, I'm driving a Chevy Silverado. It's a Z71 Trail Boss from McDonald's extensive fleet. And all of these vehicles have been through their 100-point inspection. It's pretty extensive. So when you buy a vehicle, you buy it with confidence. But you also have the confidence of knowing if you need service, they have this beautiful service department that does everything from minor to major repairs on your vehicle. They can handle almost everything. They also have a collision center, their drive collision, and their quick lane center. It's all right there in one place at McDonald Ford, my dealer of choice, and has been for many, many, many years. New or pre-owned, McDonald staff would like you to become part of their family. McDonald Ford, 6790 Midland Road in Freeland, devoted to helping and serving you, good corporate citizens of the community. Recently, they paid off the Freeland High School library debt. The dealership did that. Stop out. Pay them a visit. You'll be glad you did.
Don't wait until spring to make your money grow. Right now, you can spring into an 18-month certificate account that will make you 5% APY. Yes, 5% APY. Let your money grow at 5% for 18 months with Kapoco Community Credit Union. Start investing it today, and Kapoco will help your money grow faster with the best financial support. Short-term certificate accounts available for a limited time. Visit kapoco.org for more information or talk to a member service representative today. APY is annual percentage yield. Some restrictions apply. Federally insured by the NCUA.
It's just afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD, 833-404-GOLD.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter. the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The WSGW Morning Team.
WSW online poll is about student loan forgiveness. The Supreme Court will rule on President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan, which would cancel up to $20,000 debt for millions of qualified Americans for an estimated $400 billion. Actually, there are two cases going on. The primary case says the plan exceeds the legal authority of the president by spending money not authorized by Congress. Another case is believing that the administration is unfairly excluding some in his plan. So if the court rules in favor of either case, the loan forgiveness plan would effectively end. However, if the court dismisses these cases, the loan forgiveness could continue. But our poll question for you is this: if you were a Supreme Court justice, would you rule to end or would you rule to continue student loan forgiveness? You are a Supreme Court justice. You cannot vote I'm not sure.
There's no undecided?
No.
If they decide not to really do anything, isn't that their way of saying I don't know?
Thanks, Pat. Head to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the poll box, and make your vote that way.
Your morning team, Charlie, Denise, and Pat, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
And we're back with you, talking to Veronica Horn, president of Saginaw County Chamber of Commerce, about the business climate in Saginaw. But let's expand that a little bit. And you mentioned CMU Medical, but chambers have had to take on, particularly in this area, a fairly regional view, haven't you?
We have. We have had a regional focus for many years. In fact, under my predecessor, under his predecessor, Jim Bockelman, the regional approach that we needed to start working together if we were all going to be successful. And we had some strong corporate believers and partners with the Dow Chemical Company. I mean, Andrew Liveris really kicked it off many years ago when he was president CEO of Dow Chemical, that, this region, we can attract people to the region, but to get them to stay, we had to be a region with amenities, with being welcoming to everyone. And the region needed to start looking, much, much better. And so out of that came the looms. We had a huge investment before that by Dick Garber with the Saginaw Spirit, under the leadership of Craig Goslin. And look at where these have taken the region. I mean, just these sports, it's another area where we're really strong. We have a great sports programs on all levels, whether it's semi-pro right down to, I know you said one of your interviews this week is on a new project with the soccer fields in Saginaw Township.
Yep.
Those are areas that are actually attractors to the region. Parents today drive to different states to take their kids to tournaments. So between Frankenmuth and Saginaw Township with soccer amenities, it's limitless, the amount of dollars that can flow into a community, which then trickles down to people who have to run to the drugstore or the grocery store, or they want to see a movie while they're here. They want that full entertainment for their families.
Yeah. It's interesting about employment in this area, because I'd asked Jim Fitterling, the current chairman, of course, head of Dow, why, for example, spend money on the LPGA tournament, the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational, and it's millions of dollars. And he said, well, it gives me a worldwide platform. And if I can get people here, I can keep them here. But you first have to get them here.
Yeah. And, it's all working cooperatively. And I can tell you this, one of the new legislators that was elected, I met with, and he said, Veronica, part of the challenge of this region is sometimes the legislature will send money to a community nearby, and they figure, well, okay, everybody's taken care of in that area.
Yeah.
And so our work is cut out for us, getting people to recognize the wonderful quality of life there is north of those outside Metro Detroit cities.
Well,
and like Citterling said, once we get them here, they go, wow, we had no idea.
Yeah.
And so it really is a cooperative effort with Saginaw Future, with the Convention and Visitors Bureau, the Great Lakes Region Convention and Visitors Bureau, and the other chambers and economic development orgs in our region. We really have been working very well together and want to continue.
All right. Hang on. I'm going to drag you through one more segment here. So we might as well do the whole hour. And we will be back with Veronica Horn right after these notes.
Save up to 50% on a hot tub or swim spa at the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at Dow Diamond in Midland. Browse the largest display of hot tubs and swim spas in the region. See swim spas in action offering exercise, therapy, and fun all year long. Over 40 spas will be on display from 5 major brands at huge discounts. Financing is available and show admission and parking are free. That's the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at Dow Diamond in Midland. Visit spashow.com. That's spashow.com.
Throughout the growing season, you're tasked with making tough choices, starting with the seed, reading all that trial data. You even have your neighbors weigh in. And when you do plant that smart decision, how you'll protect it, well, that's an easy choice. The soybean herbicide portfolio from Corteva Agriscience, with products like Sonic, implementing your Enlist system with the soybean residual protection that'll tackle the toughest weed challenges all season long. See how a program approach can help you protect every acre at Corteva.us.
Big features, big ink, big savings. That's what you get when you buy an HP printer at Staples. Like the HP Smart Tank 7301. You can connect, work, and boost your productivity. The HP Smart Tank delivers seamless printing and quality color documents at a low cost. Plus, you get 2 years of ink right out of the box. And now, for a limited time, save $90 on the HP Smart Tank 7301 at Staples. For the best deals on a huge selection of HP printers, go to Staples. Offer good in-store and online. Ends 2/25.
Finding can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. The smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD, 833-404-GOLD.
The Tigers play all season long on WSGW.
That ball is gone, a home run! Javi Baez drills a line drive. On the run, Riley Green, he's going to dive and make another great catch. Riley Green does it again.
Listen on select weekends for special spring training broadcasts during March. Then, starting opening day, March 30th, the Tigers roar all season long on 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back on the Art Lewis Show, chatting with Veronica Horn from the Saginaw County Chamber of Commerce. I want to go back to the medical industry for a minute, Veronica, because there has been well-touted, a pretty concerted effort. Pandemic kind of interrupted it a little bit, but it's resumed, of getting the Central Michigan University Medical School to Saginaw. What would that mean to Saginaw?
Well, it would be tremendous to get, all 4 years here. Now, though, we're concentrating on developing that room, so a lot of things have to happen. But it certainly would be tremendous. I mean, it would be an asset to the community, to the region, and beyond. I mean, to be a medical destination.
And we have sort of become a medical hub, haven't we?
We have, and we take great pride in that. We need more talent again, but we need, and we have a great partnership with our universities. I mean, Saginaw Valley, Delta, and Ford, they all offer some great medical careers. So it's not just like doctors, nurses, but things, we now have a nurse practitioner program at Saginaw Valley State University. Wonderful program in physical therapy, occupational, all of those things. Mental health has been a real focus for us because, we have Health Source Saginaw with some mental health services. We have the hospitals with mental health services. Health Source certainly, but we have, and in fact, McLaren has a geriatric program. Those are all needed. And remember, within 30 miles of us, we have a state psychiatric facility that the chamber, actually, frankly, not Saginaw County, Tuscola, but it's a holistic, we are all intertwined with one another. So the Saginaw County Chamber of Commerce fought diligently to keep the facility threat that they were going to move that facility. Right us, it's where a lot of their patients come from the Great Lakes Bay region. They're transported by a regional ambulance service, MMR, which covers, I can't even remember now how many counties, 17, 19 counties.
Yeah, they've expanded. Yeah, they've expanded.
They were at Michigan State serving during that horrific shooting incident. MMR was there on scene. They are the ambulance service for Sparrow Hospital. So it be like that really affects the entire region, whether it's in our county or in our backyard or our neighbors. So those are the kinds of things that the Saginaw County Chamber, you have to look at our region as one entity, one economic, thread through the others. And so those are jobs, they're quality of life issues. So we fight very hard to keep what we have.
And I know there's a lot of effort to bring events to this region. For example, the Saginaw Spirit yesterday made their presentation to the Canadian Hockey League for the Memorial Cup in 2024. That's huge economic impact to the region.
Millions of dollars, thousands of tourists that would come in that don't necessarily. Here's the interesting part, and we did hear a presentation by Craig Goslin on this just this last week with our area legislators about how it's a whole experience. Like when you have a Super Bowl or whatever come to your town, it isn't just the people that have tickets to the game. They bring thousands of people with them just to have the experience that Memorial Cup trophy. And they have hundreds of events that surround that. So, we would need thousands of hotel beds. And that means they're going to be staying in Midland, Bay, Saginaw County, and beyond, just, to be at that Memorial Cup. For the Canadians, the Memorial Cup is their Super Bowl. So, we're strongly supportive. We will do whatever we can to help them. That's all part of our ask with, riverfront development. We need to have restaurants and other amenities to offer. So we're really great team with Annie Rummel, with Craig Goslin. These guys have been leading the charge, and we're really hopeful that we're going to get it.
Well, Veronica, look, I want to thank you for spending an hour with us this morning, and for dragging your husband into it.
Yeah. Well, he was one office away. So.
That's good. It's good. Good. And what do you want to leave the audience with?
Just a note of positivity that we are working every single day for the betterment of this region, for this county. We have strong partnerships, not just with business, but with other community leaders. And we're on a roll. We're on a roll.
All right, kid, listen, appreciate your time this morning. We'll chat again. Probably see you tomorrow morning. I think Perk Club tomorrow, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So we will see you there.
All right. Have a good one.
Okay.
Take care.
You too.
Bye now. Veronica Horn from the Saginaw County Chamber of Commerce. We thank you for joining us this morning. We thank you for joining us. We're going to take a break, come back. We'll tell you what's ahead next hour here on the Art Lewis Show.
Come together and enjoy the greatest Beatles tribute concert ever. With Rain, a tribute to the Beatles. From Ed Sullivan to the Rooftop Concert, live. A tribute to the Beatles. Tuesday, July 18th at Jolt Credit Union Event Park. Tickets on sale Friday morning at 10 at Ticketmaster.com. Produced by Pepper Entertainment.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. Better than that.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called Solek Quote. Solek Quote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, Select Quote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free Select Quote at 1-800-330-1991. That's 1-800-330-1991. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-330-1991. Select Quote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Your WSGW morning team.
As the Detroit Tigers baseball broadcast returned to WSW 790, of course. We're 56th consecutive years.
Sounded good.
And they won. It was nice to have the voices of spring on the radio. And we look forward to more preseason games as we are able.
I was just thinking, snowstorm coming in today again. I wouldn't mind reporting from Lakeland. We were looking at the weather down there. It's supposed to be in the low 80s.
Yeah. Our on-scene correspondent she said she's there for the Tigers, but we know why she's really in Lakeland, Florida. That's right. To get away from the snow.
Oh, but look at that. So it's just so boring. 80 degrees down there.
Oh, that's not boring.
Look at this. You're going to get some sleet, some snow, some wind. This is fun. This is fun.
Warm weather.
Well, and this is always a fun time of year, the late winter, early spring. Never know exactly what you're going to get. Bring it back home. We've got Tigers baseball.
It's spring on your radio, and the Tigers play, right?
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team. 5:30 to 9 on WS.
All right, our thanks to Veronica Horn for joining us for the hour. Coming up, a couple of things coming up in the next hour. We're going to talk about soccer and a new affiliation locally in Detroit. And then we will also, after that, talk about auto shows and auto awards with a special guest. All coming up.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios. Saginaw, Bay City, Midland. WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by General Steel.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. TikTok is coming to the rescue of parents who can't seem to keep their kids off their screens.
TikTok says every user under the age of 18 will soon have their accounts default to a 1-hour daily screen time. That's partly to prevent teens from endless scrolling. Teen users can turn off the new default setting, which is set to roll out in the coming weeks. If the 60-minute limit is reached, users will need to enter a amid scrutiny over TikTok and other social media platforms over their impact on young users. Allison Keys, CBS News.
Insulin prices are about to drop for diabetes patients. Eli Lilly says it'll cut prices immediately for some older medications by as much as 70%. And it'll expand a cap on costs insured patients pay to fill subscriptions. California's Sierra Nevada mountains are getting dumped on again. Several feet of snow have fallen on the piles already there from last week's storm. Barbara Fredericks has been stranded at a bus terminal in Sacramento for 3 days.
It's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. We're missing our jobs, we're missing our homes and our animals.
More than 100,000 customers have no power. Overseas, Greece's transport minister has resigned after a fiery head-on collision between a passenger train and a freight train. At least 36 people were killed, dozens injured. Correspondent Holly Williams is at the foreign desk.
Some passengers were reportedly thrown through the train's windows on impact. Others smashed through the glass to escape. When the sun came up, the carnage was laid bare. Greece's deadliest train disaster in over 50 years. Some survivors made it. Others never will.
A police standoff in Kansas City, Missouri is almost 12 hours old. KCTV's Joe Hennessy says it began when SWAT officers tried to enter a home to execute a warrant.
Around 9:30 last night, tactical response team officers knocked on the door looking for a suspect or suspects. They announced their presence, tried to enter the home, and then say someone from inside shot all three of them.
Police say none of the wounds is life-threatening. Yet another reason to encourage kids to stop vaping. New study by the American Heart Association links inhaling nicotine and THC, the psychoactive component in pot, to depression and teenagers and young adults. CBS's Jim Krasula.
60% of those who admitted to vaping reported anxiety versus about 40% who never vaped.
The Dow is down right now. So's the S&P off too. This is CBS News.
Business owners, General Steel can help save you thousands by owning your own custom-designed buildings. Call 888-98-STEEL or visit GeneralSteel.com.
Let me tell you about the Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch. Are you looking for a place that will satisfy the food cravings of the entire family? Well, look no further. At the Lumberjack, you're sure to enjoy the food and company, all while getting a pure up-north. With an array of entrees, burgers, omelets, desserts, and more, it's a sure thing that there's something for everyone. The homestyle cooking is sure to have you coming back for more. So head up north to the Lumberjack Restaurant of West Branch, exit 212, I-75.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
Babbel's interactive lessons are created by real language teachers and voiced by real native speakers using a modern conversation-based method. So in no time, you can start speaking confidently about real-life topics in another language.
Nosotras vamos a México en 2 días y ahora hablamos español. Gracias, Babbel. Sí, muchas gracias.
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now, Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate with ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 36 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Perchap. Bay City Bridge Partners held a ribbon-cutting ceremony yesterday for its new customer service center. Located at the MDL building on Center Avenue, the center can provide drivers with toll transponders for crossing the Liberty and eventually Independence bridges. at discounted rates for drivers crossing either bridge once tolls are implemented. While the transponders themselves don't cost anything, Bay City residents with a transponder will be able to cross for free until 2028. Non-residents with a transponder can pay $2 per crossing or $15 a month per vehicle for unlimited crossings. For a two-vehicle household, that's $720 per year. Otherwise, motorists will need to pay the full pay-by-plate rate of $5.50 per crossing for standard vehicles like cars and trucks. The new service center is open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And who had a large sum of cash seized by law enforcement from the Detroit Metro Airport has had most of his money returned. According to WJRT-TV, the man, who is not identified because he was never charged with a crime, was traveling from MBS Airport to Detroit with luggage filled with $232,000 in cash in May of 2021. The money was discovered in his checked luggage at MBS, but Saginaw authorities let him board the plane. However, authorities at Detroit's airport were alerted, and the money was seized by the DEA and FBI and placed with the Wayne County Asset Forfeiture. Due to a change in civil asset forfeiture laws in 2019, and because the man was never charged, he received $185,000 back in a settlement, with Detroit Metro Airport Police Department keeping $47,000. WSGW News Time 10:07.
Save up to 50% on a hot tub or swim spa at the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at Dow Diamond in Midland. Browse the largest display of hot tubs and swim spas in the region. See swim spas in action offering exercise, therapy, and fun all year long. Over 40 spas will be on display from 5 major brands at huge discounts. Financing is available and show admission and parking are free. That's the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at Dow Diamond in Midland. Visit spashow.com. That's spashow.com.
We can't see tomorrow, but we can hear it. Tomorrow sounds like hydrogen being added to natural gas to make it more sustainable. It sounds like thousands of megawatts. And it sounds like carbon being captured and stored, keeping it out of our atmosphere. We've been bridging to a sustainable energy future for more than 20 years. Because what we do today helps ensure tomorrow is on. Enbridge. Life takes energy.
WSGW News Time 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. The acting director of the Michigan Department of Natural Resources says talks are ongoing about a major expansion of Camp Grayling in northern Michigan. Shannon Lott told members of an appropriations subcommittee she's working with the governor's office on a statement, but the statute doesn't allow the state to lease land like it did in 1941. Lott says she's been talking with state military leaders about other ways to conduct training exercises while protecting the natural resources in the area. The Michigan National Guard wants more land for training activities like drone operation, cyber and electronic warfare, and operation of space and communication systems. Many conservation groups have voiced opposition to the move. Marijuana tax payments are going out to a number of communities in Michigan. More than 200 cities, townships, and counties will receive payments from the Marijuana Regulation Fund. Each will receive more than $51,000 per licensed marijuana business within its jurisdiction. Cannabis Regulatory Agency Executive Director Brian Hanna says the funding is thanks to hard work from licensed retailers.
The hard work of the licensees that are working so hard to provide this product to consumers and to the medical patients that need access to this product. And, the tax information that's being released is, part of the fruit of that product and labor of all of us working together.
Hannah says school aid and state appropriate transportation funds will also receive $69 million in marijuana tax payments. When you see news happening, call the WSGW 520790. It's 10:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here is your WSGW weatherology forecast. For today, mostly cloudy skies with a chance for a light snow-rain mixture mainly early in the day with high temperatures working up to around 40. Then for tonight, mostly cloudy, chance for rain-snow mixture developing late, a low of 31. Looking to stay dry, though, for your Thursday, just stuck with some cloud cover there with a high of 36. And then for your Friday, snow developing, Could pick up around 2 inches of daytime snowfall with some gusty east winds increasing to 15 to 25, high at 36. Saturday, upper 30s. I'm meteorologist Michael Carroll with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now it's 36.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Yes, indeed. Westside Decorating Center, our show sponsor at 5789 State Street in Saginaw. And of course, they have a newly expanded showroom and newly expanded product lines, too, including countertops, both Formica and granite. You'll find it all at Westside Decorating Center. Later on in this hour, we're going to talk about the Autorama Auto Shows and Auto Awards with a special guest, but we're going to start out talking about a new affiliation, and it has to do with the Saginaw Township Soccer Association, and we welcome its president this morning, Matt Solek, to the program. Matt, good morning to you.
Morning, Art. How are you doing today?
We're doing well, thanks. All right, so apparently, from what I've read in the press release, the Saginaw Township Soccer Association is now going to be affiliated with a Detroit club. Tell us about that club and what this affiliation means.
Yes, as of November, we're just releasing this information today. We are now affiliated with Detroit City FC, who is a professional soccer team in the state of Michigan, and will align with 5 other affiliates for our travel soccer purpose.
Now, explain the Detroit FC, and I assume that FC stands for football club. Is that right?
That is correct. So we'll actually be Detroit FC North. We'll be the northern region of the youth affiliate. Detroit FC has been around since 2012, and again is the only professional soccer club in the state of Michigan.
Well, when you say professional soccer club, what does that mean? What does that entail?
Well, what that entails is you can turn on ESPN and they are playing soccer in our state, which is huge for our youth development on our side.
Now, this club in Detroit, is it a professional team?
It was a professional team. I will compare it to the Detroit Lions of the NFL or the Detroit Tigers.
That was my question. So,
yes.
So how does this affiliation with a professional team like that impact the youth in Saginaw Township?
Well, that's a great question. So every soccer player has a different journey or different plans on what they want to get out of soccer. This gives us a clear pathway from recreational soccer all the way up to the pro level. And with their input on the development side, it's a win-win for our kids in the Saginaw Bay region.
Does the Detroit FC have a youth program?
Yes, so they have 5 other youth affiliates through our state. So Genesee, Detroit City, South Oakland, and Genesee as well. So Genesee is about 40 minutes from us, 45. So yeah.
So does this expand, I guess I could compare it to what, league play? Does this expand the reach of the Saginaw Township Soccer Association?
Yeah, so we'll actually have the opportunity for go down and experience games there during their season to watch the first team men's or women's play. This also gives us a great opportunity. Every 2 years, we're actually going to host a pro game, men's or women, right at Saginaw Township Soccer Association on McCarty Road. Great. It's going to be a great partnership.
You're going to have to build stands?
We'll have to bring some stands in, Art.
Yeah, I kind of
We're
thought
always
so.
looking for volunteers. So if you want to come in and build some stands, we'll be more than happy to let you do that.
Yeah, it's kind of you to offer. Let me ask about some of the programs that the STSE has. What's the top soccer program? Tell us about that.
Our top soccer program is actually, we have a great crew that runs this, and it's for players with disabilities. So, we give them an opportunity to play the game of soccer, and we've done it. This is going to be our third year, and every year it's getting bigger and bigger, and it's just to give an opportunity for kids that want to play the game and have some disabilities, and it's just a great opportunity.
Does this affiliation?
So we have our top.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, we have our top soccer program, and then we also have our mini kickers program, which is just another step in the developmental process. So that starts from 2 to 4 years old. And it's fun games, but with development curriculum added in. So kids don't really know they're learning the game of soccer in fun games. So
the affiliation with the Detroit City FC, does that in any way affect the leadership of the Saginaw Township Soccer Association?
No, not at all. So we will stay. All the decisions will be made by our board. And they're there to support us in any way they can. It's been a great partnership so far. I've had probably 80 to 90 discussions with them, and they're here to help at the grassroots, locally based programs.
One of the things the STSA has done is brought in regional and in some cases almost national tournaments. Is that still going to happen?
Oh, that's still on the docket. One other thing too, we're going to be doing this year too, is we'll be hosting a travel soccer tournament at our facility. It is the Detroit FC North presents the Saginaw Spirit Invitational, and that will be held in August. So we will be hosting a tournament as well.
You just touched on a name close to my heart, the Saginaw Spirit. What's that name got to do with this tournament?
Well, if you look at the Detroit City FC, their logo is the Detroit, logo of the city of Detroit. So we kind of took that name with the brands, and we thought it was a perfect fit for our area.
So is the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Club going to be involved?
No. The hockey program.
I like the name, though. I have to tell you that. I like the name a lot.
I have to give that to our tournament committee. They're doing a wonderful job.
All right. You hang on. We'll take a break, come back for a few more minutes, and finish up our conversation with Matt Solek. He's the president of Saginaw Township Soccer Association and their new affiliation with the Detroit City FC. More ahead here on the Art Lewis Show.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Are you working way too hard for way too little? There's never been a better time to consider a career in IT. You could enjoy a recession-resistant career in a rewarding field with plenty of growth opportunities and often flexible work environments. Go to My Computer Career and take the free career evaluation. You could start your new career in months, not years. Or on campus. And financial aid is available to qualified students, including the GI Bill. Now is the time. mycomputercareer.edu.
adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Nothing is every day.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clear skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Eli Lilly is cutting the prices for its most insulin drugs by 70%. It plans to improve a program that caps patients' out-of-pocket costs at $35 a month. Kohl's lost money in its holiday quarter. The stock is losing ground. The Wendy's quarter topped forecasts. Home improvement chain Lowe's was holding up better than expected in the period. Its sales did decline, though. The company sees flat or slightly lower this year, and Lowe's shares are losing ground. Tupperware's quarter was mixed. Novavax says it has substantial doubt about its ability to continue operating through the year because of manufacturing issues and other challenges. Its COVID vaccine was delayed. That's your Fox Business. Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
It's Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD, 833-404-GOLD.
Join Mark Patrick seminars, Lose the Weight or Stop Smoking. 99 seminar Saturday, March 4th at the Bay Valley Resort and Conference Center in Bay City. Weight loss seminar starts at 11 a.m. Registration 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking starts at 2 p.m. Registration 1:30 p.m.
You might get wireless data, but do you have to use it all the time? If that's not really you, there's TracFone. You can get the same nationwide 5G coverage as big carriers, but you pick a plan that you need for a lot less. Unlimited talk and text plans start at $15 a month, no contract. And now you can get the Samsung Galaxy A03s for just $49.99. TracFone. Now you're in control. While supplies last, 1 month equals 30 days. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, Joe Biden talked about a nurse breathing sensually on him. It's not the first time either. He smells like Aqua Velva. Sensually?
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you talking to Matt Solek. He's the president of the Saginaw Township Soccer Association. Matt, the association's been around now, I don't know, something like 50 years. But I think if we're realistic and we look back maybe 10, maybe 15 years, soccer has all of a sudden come into its own in this country. Why? What's happened to put soccer on the forefront like that?
Well, I think, we're competing against other sports, but also, too, there's more interest because of the kids watching the World Cup and the U.S. doing very well on the women's side. And also, too, I think some parents aren't sending their kids into American football. So soccer is still a contact sport, but it's not as, violent as American football.
And how many youth do you serve in this area?
On a yearly basis, right around 2,000.
Wow. So what does it take to maintain that soccer complex on McCarty? That's a big hunk of land.
80, a little over 80 acres. It takes 17 board members that are not paid, putting in a lot of time. but also with the help of Saginaw Township. We have a great partnership with them. It's a huge group effort. It really is.
It has to be, because there's a lot of land there. It's a lot of grass to mow.
It definitely is.
It's an awful lot.
Our facility is probably one of the nicest. Not probably. Our facility is the nicest in the state of Michigan. Everyone thinks they drive by McCarty and all soccer complexes look as nice down in the Detroit area in Ohio, but until you actually go and see what we play on when we go to other facilities, ours is superior.
So let's talk about this affiliation. How did it come about? What prompted this marriage of these soccer associations?
Well, we're always looking for ways to improve our players. It's always about the kids, and we feel this gives them the best opportunity to develop and be successful in the game of soccer. So it was a 2.5-year process.
And in other sports, hockey, which I'm familiar with, of course, we have various leagues that lead up to professional hockey. Is there such a thing in soccer? Is there a
yes,
tier level, if you will, a pathway, so to speak?
Yeah, so it starts with goes to travel soccer, high level travel soccer, college soccer, academy soccer, and then your other professional leagues as well. So there is a pathway. One thing that we can offer is a gap. So we can start our academy teams now, 13, 15, and U20. And it's a great opportunity to get professional coaching, to play in national tournaments, to be recognized by college coaches, for that player that wants the extra.
Is the college pathway the only pathway, or are there other semi-professional leagues, for example?
No, there is other semi-professional leagues. College is not the only pathway. You have the college pathway, and you also have the academy pathway.
Do you see the day where soccer enjoys the prominence of other sports in this country?
I would hope so. I mean, it's a beautiful game. I think as our U.S. national teams do well, and I think that's going to promote, the game more and the love for the game more. I got into soccer coaching 18 years ago. I actually played for Saginaw Township Soccer back in the early 90s, late 80s, and soccer has grown twofolds, in 30 years.
Wow.
Our area.
It has, and I have to tell you that back in the 50s, and when I was in high school, I played high school soccer in New York City because our school did not have an American football team. We had a soccer team, and I was a left-footed kicker, so my coach always had a place for me where nobody else played.
We love those lefties.
Yeah, great. Everything else I do is right-handed, right foot, but I kick with my left foot for some reason. Never knew why. But it was fun back then. But the sport just has blossomed in the last decade or so.
Yeah, travel tryouts June 10th and 11th at Saginaw Township Soccer. Leading up to that, we'll have a parent night on June 5th, and then we have open training for everyone that wants to come out on the 6th, 7th, and 8th, right at our complex at 6:30 or 6 to 7:30 p.m. And then, it's going to be an exciting time, Art.
Let's talk about information. If somebody has more information they want on the Saginaw Township Soccer Association, where do they go?
Well, there's two places you can go. You can go to Saginaw Township Soccer Association, our website there, or you can go to dcfcnorth.com. So that's our two websites.
Very good. Well, good luck with it, Matt. Should work out well for the youngsters.
I appreciate it.
The association. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for having me on today.
Well, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Thanks, Art.
Bye-bye now. Matt Solek is the president of the Saginaw Township Soccer Association. And, whether you know it or not, that association has been around 50 years, serving not only Saginaw County, but the Great Lakes Bay region. And according to the press release they've sent out, the Soccer Association sees this new affiliation with the Detroit City FC as a way of maintaining its deep community roots while simultaneously embracing the future of youth soccer in Michigan by partnering with Detroit's preeminent soccer brand to form DCFC Youth North. This reimagined soccer club will better serve youth soccer players across the region, unifying soccer. So we'll have to keep abreast of it, see how well they do. But there is little doubt that particularly for young people today, soccer has become a significant activity. And all you have to do is look around, look at the soccer site on McCarty that we were talking about with Matt, drive along US 10 and see the soccer site up in the Auburn area in Midland. And they're all over the place. I mean, there are numerous soccer fields, and they seem to be sprouting up everywhere. And it's a sport that certainly on a growth path, no doubt about it. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to talk to TJ Coleman. He's back from an auto show where he won numerous awards. We're going to talk about auto shows and awards at auto shows, things of that nature with him. And hopefully we will do that when we return here on WSGW.
The HBA of Saginaw is proud to host their annual home show March 18th and 19th, once again at the SVSU Rider Center, sponsored by Builders First Source. Our exhibitors are sure to match for building needs. Enter raffles, prize giveaways, and a scavenger hunt. New this year at 2 p.m. on Saturday, watch as local middle schools construct mini homes. Join us March 18th from 9 until 7 and March 19th from 11 until 5. Visit SaginawHomeshow.com for more information, including how to get a discount on your entry fee.
Hey listener, welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it!
There's an emu with a full-time job. His partner's Doug, but Limu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gotta fuel up to save you money and hit the street.
What you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number?
Not me.
Nope. Oh no, he's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite. For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hi, this is Mike Abrate. You know you can hear my outdoor magazine show Sunday mornings, 9 till noon on WSGW. But now there's another option. Saturday morning, 6 till 9. Tune in for the latest outdoor news and information, hunting and fishing tips, wildlife and conservation, some wild game cooking. That's Outdoor Magazine now on Saturday mornings too, 6 till 9, right here on WSGW 790 AM and 100.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios. This is WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, the Art Lewis Show, for this Wednesday morning and the first day of March. We're going to talk about automobiles right now. We're going to talk about what it takes to win some awards with automobiles, too. We have a guest this morning who is an uncle of one of our favorite folks, Jonathan Dent, and he is TJ Coleman. TJ, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Art.
Thanks for being with us today. I have been told that you're into the auto show game. Is that right?
Yeah, we just got back from the Detroit Autorama on Sunday. We were down there for 5 days. We took 3 cars down ourselves, and then we had 3 other customers with their vehicles down there. So 6 total American Gasser builds down there.
Wow. So do you have a business? Is that what you do for business?
Yeah, we're right on Gratiot and Shields, full service hot rod shop. We've got 13 guys working in here. We do paint and body, mechanical, electrical, welding, fabrication. Trying to do pretty much everything hot rod related right in house here.
Yeah. I have another friend that was down at Autorama, and he wins awards down there once in a while, too. You know Art Noe?
That's actually one of the cars that we did. Was one of his.
I thought so.
Yeah, great guy. Great guy. Yeah, he took a 62 Impala down there.
Yes,
and last year did a chassis swap on it, and he got a really nice all aluminum 509 built for it that we put in there. And yeah, he won the award down there as well.
Yeah, he's always winning awards with the cars. What's it take? First of all, before we get any further along, describe to everybody what the Autorama is. I've been there, but for those that don't know, tell them what this show is about.
Oh, it's kind of overwhelming, honestly, if you've never been there before. I had a couple of people come down there for the first time, customers, and they walk in and they just are blown away. It is all custom cars. I don't know the number of cars. Got to be hundreds of them. Probably 300-400 tires, I would assume. And there's 2 levels. The upstairs is all custom, nice, shiny, all new builds. People from all over the country. I talked to a couple people from New Zealand that brought their car there. Just the top notch, just the best of the best, honestly. It is the biggest Autorama in the country. They do them all over. And we used to do them in Chicago and Cleveland, but we just do the Detroit one now just because it's the biggest and, in my opinion, the best. They get over 100,000 people through the door in 3 days, and it's really quite the show. And downstairs, it's a completely different atmosphere, rat rods, steampunk stuff, and just that's a good time too. So there's a little bit of something for everybody there.
You ever do the SEMA show in Vegas?
I have never been to SEMA. I plan on going there. That's more of a vendor type, a Jeep a few years ago that got sent, or that we sent out there. But I personally have never been out there myself. There's a smaller SEMA type show in Indianapolis that we all go down to because obviously it's a lot closer. But no, I've never been to SEMA, but it's on the bucket list for sure.
So what makes a good rod?
Oh, it depends on what the customer wants, and that's what makes a good rod. I would say a complete package, and everybody's got their own idea of what they want. Either they saw these cars at the track, be it a Willys back in the days, back in the Gasser Wars, or they used to have this car in high school. So it's kind of, it's what the customer wants is what makes a good rod. It makes them happy, and that's what this job is all about, is seeing somebody, we're building that car, and to see them pull out of here with the smiles that they have, that's what makes a good rod to me, honestly.
Does it have to be old? By that, I mean, with the new cars today and everything being electronic, I mean, can you take a modern car and turn it into a rod?
Yeah, you can always go crazy with some stuff. It all depends on what you want to do. But
how deep your pockets are.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we can do anything here, but most of the stuff that we do are cars from, I think our oldest one here now is a 27 Chevy, and we do a lot of the newer stuff too, but they're mostly 40s, 50s, 60s cars, some 70s. So, I mean, we're even seeing some 80s. Those are kind of becoming desirable years too. And even we just got done with the 94 Sierra that we took to Autorama, and we placed first in our class with that one because just the amount of work that we ended up doing to it.
So when we talk about doing this work, do you also do restorations, or is it strictly upgrading to rod status?
Yeah, we do restorations as well. A lot of them are more resto mods than restorations. So we have done a couple of restorations. Like we've got a 69 Trans Am up in the front that we restored. We took one to Autorama last week. That was a 66 Chevelle. Pretty much just a restoration. It's a big block instead of the 390. Well, it's a 454 big block instead of the 396 it had in it. And just subtle changes like some chrome belt covers and a aluminum radiator put us in a different class than like a factory restored, because the factory restored, most of the time they like to see the stampings on things and the tags, but that's not what this customer wanted. He just wanted like a really nice driver, and that's what yeah, most of them are resto mods where we're doing LS swaps or Hemi swaps and Coyote swaps and putting power steering on them and putting the air conditioning, all the creature comfort stuff in them.
Yeah. Stuff that wasn't there when they were new, right?
Exactly. There's guys that own these cars for years, and then they sit for years, and they want to, have that feel again, and they get back in them, and it's like, all right, well, we got a customer right now. He drives a Tesla now instead of his 69 Corvette that we just got done for him, and I'm like, man, it's been about 30 years since he's actually driven the car. And so it's a whole different animal. So we ended up upgrading the suspension and some other things for him just to make it a little bit more friendly for him and his wife. And they took to Florida last year, and they came back, and they were super happy about them. They're going to take it to California this year. So they love both cars, but you're totally different animals for sure.
If I said to you, TJ, you have your choice of one car and one car only to turn into a rod, would it be a 31 Ford, or what's it going to be?
Oh, no. I can't choose one, Art. I just can't. There's, especially coming back from the Autorama, there's just everything there. And just, I can't pick one.
Actually,
there's so many beautiful cars.
That's a good point, because I brought it up on purpose because, one time years and years ago, if you said that to somebody, and I wasn't kidding when I said 31 Ford would have been on the top of the list, wouldn't it? But today, anything goes.
Yeah, absolutely. We're actually going to be building a 34 Ford, actually starting this month for next year's Autorama. And that's going to be a pretty bad for a customer in Long Island. He's going to be flying over here end of this month and talking about some details on a car. He's already supplied the engine for it. We've had that anode, and it's going to be putting out about probably north of 1,200 horsepower. It's going to be one bad machine.
Wow.
So that one's going to be pretty darn cool, and we're all excited to get that ball rolling too.
So, do you watch any of these guys on television? Have you watched Foose or Kindig or any of those guys?
Yeah, those are about the only two I do watch.
It's funny I mentioned those two because those are the two I watch.
There's a lot of shows out there that are just drama, and it's all for TV. But I've met Foose a couple times. I've met Kindig one time. Super nice guys, and they really represent the industry very well.
Yeah, that's the key. I mean, they're really good guys too. It's
it's
fun watching their stuff though. I mean, they turn out some quality work.
They really do. Absolutely. I've seen their work firsthand, and I've seen some of the other shows stuff firsthand too. I think Foose and Kindig definitely knock it out of the park.
So if somebody comes to you with a car and they say, all right, I want to upgrade this to a rod. I want more horsepower. I want better suspension. I want all of that. How long are they looking at? How long does it take to do that?
Well, it depends on how crazy they want to go. And we just got done another one. We just took to Autorama. Super weird, but really cool. It was an 02 PT Cruiser of all things.
Oh.
And and like, what are we going to do to make this PT Cruiser cool? So they came in here and we talked about some options and whatnot. And so we actually put a 5 Hemi in the thing, upgraded the front suspension, which was pretty much all custom, stiffened up the unibody underneath because obviously it has more than twice the horsepower it did factory. Put a 9-inch in the back, triangulated 4-link. We did paint and body. I mean, the car turned out just phenomenal. We got first place at Autorama last week with that one too. But that one was about a 3-year build. It took quite a while to do that vehicle. The paint and body took a long time because there was a lot of custom pieces that we had to do. And they're not nobody makes a Hemi Swap PT Cruiser suspension package, so we had to do most of it. So that was a lot of custom pieces that we made right here in house.
Well, TJ, if somebody wanted more information on gassers, where would they find you guys?
Yeah, you can find us at AmericanGasser.com. Same thing on our Instagram and Facebook. It's just American Gasser. We're located at 8175 Gratiot, right here in Shields.
Oh,
and phone number here.
Yep.
Yep. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Give us a phone number.
Yep. Phone number 989-341-30.
We'll have to talk again down the road about some of these shows. Maybe have you on a Friday where you can answer questions from people about cars if they have them. Love to do that with you.
Absolutely.
We'll be in touch.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
TJ, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Yep.
Bye-bye. TJ Coleman with American Gassers. And who knew? I knew because I have friends who deal in this stuff, but who knew that there's a rather significant rod shop right here in our midst. All right, we're going to take a break, come back. We'll have a few minutes left for open phones. We're not going to have too much time, but we'll see what we can do.
EFPTOZ.
What are you doing?
Testing my doubler vision.
Doubler vision.
So I don't miss the doubler message on my daily games tickets.
For a limited time, Michigan Lottery is printing doubler messages on random daily 3 and forward box and two-way tickets. If your winning ticket has it, you double your prize winnings.
Ooh, move over.
Hey.
EFP. So you can play it.
Daily 3 and 4 doubler days from the Michigan Lottery for a limited time this month. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
If you have an IRA or 401k, please listen closely. My name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. Throughout my career, let's just say I've been in some hairy situations. And I believe right now the biggest threat facing Americans is they need to protect their wealth, which is exactly what I'm doing for my wife and 6 kids. And I believe the ultimate safe haven is physical gold and silver. You can protect your hard-earned retirement assets with a tax-free loophole that allows you to convert your retirement into physical gold and silver. The folks I use are Advantage Gold, and believe the heck out of all types of people. Advantage Gold is the nation's highest rated gold company. They have the best process, pricing, and service. If you want to get your free gold and silver investment kit, please contact Advantage Gold right now, and you'll see how easy it is to protect yourself with precious metals. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Are you working way too hard for way too little? There's never been a better time to consider a career in IT. You could enjoy a recession-resistant career in a rewarding field with plenty of growth opportunities and often flex. Go to My Computer Career and take the free career evaluation. You could start your new career in months, not years. Take classes online or on campus, and financial aid is available to qualified students, including the GI Bill. Now is the time. mycomputercareer.edu.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait, you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important that responsibility is. Get to know them.
Get to know them how?
We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle so we can tailor their portfolio to their specific needs. Our goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Sounds like a big responsibility. You must make big commissions then, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one single transparent fee that's structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
The WSGW Morning Team.
Well, it's about student loan forgiveness. The Supreme Court will rule on President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan, which would cancel up to $20,000 debt for millions of qualified Americans for an estimated $400 billion. Actually, there are two cases going on. The primary case says that the plan exceeds the legal authority of the president by spending money not authorized by Congress. Another case is believing that the administration is unfairly excluding some in his plan. So if the court rules in favor of either case, the loan forgiveness plan would effectively end. However, if the court dismisses these cases, the loan forgiveness could continue. But our poll question for you is this. If you were a Supreme Court justice, would you rule to end or would you rule to continue student loan forgiveness? You are a Supreme Court justice. You cannot vote, I'm not sure.
There's no undecided?
No.
If they decide not to really do anything, isn't that their way of saying, I don't know?
Thanks, Pat. Head to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the poll box, and make your vote that way.
Your morning team, Charlie, Denise, and Pat, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. You got a few minutes remaining, and we're going to spend it with Jean in Bay City. Jean, good morning.
Good morning. I'm in my 80s, so I read a lot of health books and articles, and maybe some people know this, but it was news to me. Some of our best vegetables, like spinach, almonds, raspberries, sweet potatoes, along with being so nutritious, full of vitamins and minerals, they also are full of aloxite, which is a toxic poison that some plants manufacture along with all the good things. And anybody that has trouble with kidney stones, liver problems, kidney problems, a lot of fatigue, that they should be aware and try to avoid, especially eating several of these things at the same time.
Well, here's the thing, Gene. Almost everything we consume has some negative to somebody. And you're right that if you have special needs, you ought to be careful of it. But the problem with discussing it is that it scares a lot of people who probably shouldn't be scared because it doesn't affect them.
Well, I always believe the more you know, the better off you.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
If you typed into the computer, now I don't have a computer. I'm a reader. I don't have a computer. But I think if you would type in oxalate, that it would give you a list. And it kind of worries me because of the commercial baby foods, and foods you're feeding toddlers too. I think people should at least be aware, like that old saying, everything in moderation. And people should at least be knowledgeable and aware of what they're feeding their babies and their old people, Myself, I get a lot of fatigue, and I'm trying to figure out why that is, because with spring coming, I've got a million things I want to be doing, and I certainly don't want to be fatigued and tired.
Well, I'll tell you what, I will tell you this. I would start with my doctor. I would not start with the internet. Now, you don't have a computer, so you don't have to worry about that. But
yeah, every time I go to the doctor, she tells me, "You're in great shape for your age."
All right.
And I try to tell her, well, why do I get tired so easily? But
probably your age.
I guess when you're in your 80s,
yeah.
That's part of the...
I just hit 80 myself, and I have to tell you, I went to my doctor in November for my regular checkup, and he told me, he says, "Art, yeah, you're healthier than most 40-year-olds that walk in here."
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, but then he followed it up with, "That doesn't mean when you walk out of here you don't drop dead, because you can." I said, "Thank you."
Well, another thing
covers
that
his bases, covers the bases.
Yeah, another thing that I had read recently is the older you put on weight, and this one particular book was talking about how men with normal weight and look healthy and exercise, sometimes they can still have a heart attack, which seems surprising. And this particular article said it's because men that eat a lot of meat and cheese and all these things that have a lot of fat, that fat gets into their bloodstream. And the more fat you have in your bloodstream, the less room there is to carry oxygen. Mm-hmm. And so that puts a stress on your heart because it has to pump harder to get
Everybody
more
is told to eat healthy and exercise more and all of that. And while it's true, there is one axiom that's absolutely true. None of us get out of this world alive. At some point in time, something's going to get you. With that, I've got to go because I'm out of time, Gene. I'm out of time.
Thanks
so
for listening, and God bless you all.
Same. Thanks to you. Bye-bye now. We'll be back.
11% off. Everything is back. Menards carries a great selection of in-stock appliances. From countertops to cabinetry, we have everything you need to turn your kitchen dreams into reality. Complete your look with Quality One Oak cabinets. These cabinets come ready to install. Are ready to take home today. All Quality One cabinets are 11% off. Good to March 5th. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, listener. Welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it.
With a full-time job. His partner's Doug, but Limu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gotta fuel up to save you money and hit the streets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait, you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important it is. So we take the time to really get to know them.
Get to know them how?
We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle, so we can tailor their portfolio to their specific needs. Our goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Sounds like a big responsibility. You must make big commissions then, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one single transparent fee that's structured so we do better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
All right, that'll do it for this hour of the Art Lewis Show. We thank you for joining us here on WSGW. Take a break, and we will be back to talk about Major Chords for Minors on Focus.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Steve Kafin. Congress is being told the government has to do more and do it soon to get on top of the deadly fentanyl crisis. Retired DEA agent Derek Maltz.
Where the hell is the Department of Education? Where are the public service and at the White House team up with professional athletes and celebrities to get video reels to the kids on social media, because that's what they'll see and that's what they'll respond to. Protecting the kids must be number one.
It's still snowing in Northern California, Sierra Nevada. Several feet are on the ground already, leaving roads blocked, power out, and some people stuck at home.
This is the real deal, and there's a lot of people in need up here. It's just a matter of who runs out of food first.
CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti.
In Yosemite National Park, park rangers confirming some areas there getting 15 feet of snow. Interstate 80, a major thoroughfare here in the Sierra Nevadas, remains closed today, and officials are trying to bypass road closures, not only the threat of snow on the ground, but the very real threat of potential avalanches.
A House committee has just voted to give President Biden the power to ban the Chinese-owned TikTok app on federal devices. Its future is not clear in the full House and Senate. And as CBS's Allison Keyes tells us,
this season, get medieval on Rhizoctonia with the powerful protection of Excalia fungicide from Valent USA. Here to shield your sugar beets from the treachery of Rhizoctonia, Excalia delivers excellent staying power, keeping your sugar beets from being conquered. Stay one step ahead of Rhizoctonia. Protection of Excalia. Ask your retailer or visit valent.com/Excalia to learn more. Always read and follow label instructions.
There are so many reasons to get hooked on Church's 8-piece shrimp meal. It's dippable, crunchable, downright irresistible, and it starts at $5.99. The only catch, it's only here for a limited time. Church's Texas Chicken. Welcome to the great state of flavor.
I'm Scott Trout, attorney and CEO of the Domestic Well, we help men deal with the life changes triggered by divorce, such as child custody and property division, among many others. But life changes also occur after divorce. These changes can make parts of your existing court order irrelevant. If you feel a modification to your court orders might be necessary, talk to us at Cordell & Cordell. We're a partner.
Around 70%. Wall Street right now, the Dow is up 10 points. The S&P is down 10 points. This is CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Martin Hoke, the nasal care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, but Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, Navage is the best thing I've bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing. Or this one. I use Navage every night. Could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better, unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews. The all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those.
I met with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
It's the Ontario Hockey League action of your Saginaw Spirit.
Locust down the right side for the seat.
Oh, yeah.
He scores!
Hunter Haight, a power play goal. Saginaw back within one.
The Saginaw Spirit hope to get back on track when they hit the road to take on the Peterborough Petes this Thursday night. Join Dylan Clark and Dennis Drozier as they will have the call starting at 6:50 p.m. on 100.5 FM News Radio WSGW.
It's Saginaw Spirit Hockey on 100.5 News Radio WSGW. Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Partly sunny skies and 35 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Perchap. Saginaw police are looking for a third suspect in a homicide investigation, while 2 other people have been arrested and arraigned. 31-year-old Delano Green was found shot inside Tay and G's Hand Wash and More at 2211 East Holland Avenue, December 13th, and was pronounced dead at a local hospital. 35-year-old Alan last Friday and charged with open murder and other felonies, while 33-year-old Marcus Gilmer was arrested Monday, who was also charged with open murder and several other felonies as well. The suspects have a preliminary hearing on March 14th. A former Saginaw Township bowling alley is scheduled to be demolished this year. LaFave's Family Bowl at 6220 State Street has sat vacant for about a year and a half. Officials with the building's owner, PBD Development LLC, say it's impractical to rehabilitate the building in its current state of disrepair. Mead & Sons Contracting will conduct the demolition in the coming week. Development says the property may be put up for sale, though it is possible they'll also redevelop the property into a new strip plaza. Extra payments for families getting food assistance through the COVID-19 pandemic end today across the state. Michigan families receiving the added benefits over the past few years will see a drop in their SNAP or Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program monthly stipend. The average household receiving a benefit will lose at least $95 per month, with some seeing much higher cuts. Food pantries and other assistance programs will try to fill the gap for those families in need as grocery prices remain high. Your news time, 11:07.
Hey! Hey, guys! Hey! Come check out our store! Ooh, watch this fancy footwork! Woo! Hey! Come check out our store! It's really cool!
Hey, let's just say there's a better way to get noticed. Brothers Designs is your one-stop destination for all of your graphic design needs. Business logos, signage, vehicle wraps, posters, business cards, uniforms and apparel, and more. If you want to turn heads and increase business, let's talk. Online at brothersdesignsmi.com. Brothers Designs, get noticed.
Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler, host of the Money Pit Home Improvement Show. If you think you need a new roof, think again. You can avoid replacement and save thousands with RoofMax, the world's first roof rejuvenation treatment. RoofMax is a safe, easy, and affordable alternative to costly asphalt roof replacement, and it's guaranteed. So don't replace RoofMax.
RoofMax, a safe, easy, proven, affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Call Ben today at 3751 or go to getroofmax.com for a free quote.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. General Motors is cutting 500 jobs, but they aren't calling them layoffs. The Detroit-based automaker says the cuts are part of a shift to become more performance-oriented and accountable as it works to reduce costs by $2 billion over the next 2 years. GM has said previously that it plans to limit hiring to essential positions only. The state has opioid addiction programs front and center. Michigan News Source's Mike Vitale has the story.
The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services is offering to pay medical providers student loans if they provide opioid addiction programs. Medical and osteopathic medicine doctors, psychiatrists, nurse practitioners, physician assistants, and substance use disorder counselors are eligible. Applications are due by March 13th. In 2 previous rounds, the state has paid over $1 repaid loans. Michigan received $800 million of the $26 billion opioid settlement over the next 10 years. I'm Mike Vitale.
More than 7,000 butterflies will be making Fred Meyer Gardens and Sculpture Park their home over the next couple of months. That's all part of the Butterflies Are Blooming exhibition, which begins today and runs through April. Here is the Vice President of Horticulture, Steve Lallaire.
The Lena Meyer Tropical Conservatory is our large glass house here at the gardens, and It is 5 stories tall. It's got a 15,000 square foot footprint, and it's 80 plus degrees. So when you walk into that space, you know, kind of the walls drop away, and it feels like you're in the tropics. And the butterflies are flying freely.
Laware says they have all types of butterflies that are shipped in from South America, Africa, Asia, and the Philippines. W time, 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here is your WSGW weatherology forecast. For today, mostly cloudy skies with a chance for a light snow-rain mixture mainly early in the day with high temperatures working up to around 40. Then for tonight, mostly cloudy, chance for rain-snow mixture developing late, a low of 31. Looking to stay dry though for your Thursday, just stuck with some cloud cover there with a high of 36. And then for your Friday, snow developing. Could pick up around 2 inches of daytime snowfall with some gusty east winds increasing to 15 to 25, high 36. Saturday, upper 30s. I'm meteorologist Michael Carroll with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently 37.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus is presented by RoofMax. That's RoofMax with 2 X's.
And a good morning to you. Welcome back to another program of Focus, sponsored by RoofMax, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out more at RoofMax at GetRoofMax.com. GetRoofMax.com, or call Ben at 989-859-6751. That's RoofMax with 2 X's. There is an organization in our area which is really dedicated to providing opportunity to youth through music and more. We're going to talk about that this morning because the organization is known as Major Chords for Minors. And Lisa is with us this morning from Major Chords for Minors. Lisa, good morning.
Good morning to you.
So let's start with a little history of how Major Chords for Minors came about.
Okay. So in the beginning, long before my involvement with it, John and Katrina Vowell in 2011 decided to open a studio in order to give back to Saginaw and provide positive things for kids to do in the city of Saginaw, and to help contribute to the positive narrative of our city and our area. And they started out with just 8 students in a tiny little studio on Court Street. And over the next 10 years, they built it up to 150 students a week that they were providing free professional music lessons to.
And why music? What brought that about?
Well, sports is one of the things that tends to be available to kids lots of different places. And usually, for young kids and teens alike, you can participate in those kinds of activities through your school and through other things that are usually low cost and pretty accessible. But music is really difficult to access, and for kids learn in a more artistic way, a more creative way, rather than like the physicality of team sports. They don't have a lot of resources. Music is really expensive. Instruments are really expensive. Lessons are really expensive, and that's a huge barrier for a lot of families. So they, John and Katrina Katrina's a musician, and John is a lifelong fan of music, and it's just a different way to reach kids that pretty much all of us are affected by music, listening to music as we're teenagers.
So
can shape a person, and it's hard for kids to access.
So you mentioned some important criteria there, and that is that music is not inexpensive. In serving these youngsters, who's paying for the lessons, the music, the instrument, and all of that?
Haha. Yeah, that's the tricky part.
Yeah.
So John and Katrina, frankly, are crazy people. Like, this was a Herculean task. What they did was basically impossible to pull off. And they just really put their shoulder into it and pushed this thing uphill, and they kind of dragged a lot of people along with them. And they had support from local foundations, like the Saginaw Community Foundation and Morley Family Foundation and lots of others. But also they had to scrape and pull and push and dig and do everything they could to find every penny along the way, because the lessons that we provide to students are free to the families. The instructors aren't free, and the building that we operate in isn't free. So that is a continual problem that we are trying to solve, of funding this without putting the responsibility for funding on the backs of the family.
Is there a sliding fee scale for families, or is it all donated?
There isn't a sliding fee scale for families right now, and we're trying hard to hold the line at that. Prioritize students from low-income families. We focus on we use self-reporting for income, and we don't use it as a barrier to entry for any family if their income's too high or whatever. But we give priority to registration from kids from lower income families, and we ask our families that can to make periodic donations if they're able to. We have free payment set up online where people can subscribe, whether they have a student there or not. It's like being a sustaining member for an NPR station or something like that, where it's like a monthly fee that comes out automatically. And we ask them to connect us to passive income, like Kroger Rewards, if you shop at local stores that have give back programs, things like that. So we're trying to creatively find ways to keep families involved and accountable while also not specifying it's not a pay as you go or pay if you can kind of situation. We really like having the free music lessons be our thing.
All right, Lisa, hang on. I've got to take a break, and we will be back. We'll talk more about Major Chords for Minors in Saginaw when we return here on Focus.
Save up to 50% on a hot tub or swim spa at the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at Dow Diamond in Midland. Browse the largest display of hot tubs and swim spas in the region. See swim spas in action offering exercise, therapy, and fun all year long. Over 40 spas will be on display from 5 major brands at huge. Dancing is available, and show admission and parking are free. That's the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at Dow Diamond in Midland. Visit spashow.com. That's spashow.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. Other companies might deliver a lot of hay. ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
There are so many reasons to shrimp meal. It's dippable, crunchable, downright irresistible, and it starts at $5.99. The only catch, it's only here for a limited time. Church's Texas Chicken. Welcome to the great state of flavor.
Your WSGW morning team.
As the Detroit Tigers baseball broadcast returned to WSW 790, of course. We're 56th consecutive years.
Sounded good.
And they won. It was nice to have the voices of spring on the radio. More preseason games as we are able.
I was just thinking the other day with this snowstorm coming in today again, I wouldn't mind reporting from Lakeland. We were looking at the weather down there. It's supposed to be in the low 80s.
Yeah.
Our on-scene correspondent she says she's there for the Tigers, but we know why she's really in Lakeland, Florida. That's right. We get away from the snow.
Oh, but look at that. So it's just so boring, 80 degrees down there.
Oh, that's not boring.
Look at this. You're going to get some sleet, some snow, some wind. This is fun. This
sunshine,
is fun.
warm weather.
Well, and this is always a fun time of year, the late winter, early spring. Never know exactly what you're going to get. Bring it back home. We've got Tigers baseball.
It's spring on your radio when the Tigers play, right?
Charlie, Denise. Morning team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. This is the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
And we're back with you on Focus, talking to Lisa from Major Chords for Minors, the music program in Saginaw. Let's talk for a little bit about the lessons that you offer. What instruments are within your realm of expertise?
We offer lessons to kids in 3rd through 12th grade and keyboards and drums. That's what we have right now, and that's what John and Katrina started with. And basically, we're doing rock and roll. We're doing pop music. We're doing folk music. And, we're doing some jazz and some classical. But it distinguishes us from some other music programs in the area, too, in that we're not doing band instruments, and we're not doing the orchestra instruments. We are serving a different aesthetic with the instruments that we focus on. However, we are looking to add some strings and some brass. Starting this year, we're hoping to move into some other instruments, do some trumpet one afternoon a week, and kind of go from there. My secret stretch goal, since I came into this position as the new director, secret stretch goal is ska band.
Is what?
A ska band. So I'm going to need a horn section.
Oh, you got dreams, don't you? So let's talk about these youngsters that are involved. You said from 3rd to 12th grade. If a youngster starts with you in the basics and they learn the fundamentals, how long can they stay with you? Can they stay with you right through 12th grade?
Yes, they can. As long as they are invested and practicing and showing up for their lessons and making progress. And we have kids who have been with us for 10 years.
They get to be pretty good musicians after that time, don't they? As long as they practice.
We have some outstanding musicians.
As long as they practice.
Exactly, yeah. And that's definitely one of the things that we focus on, too, is some accountability. You can't just walk in for free lessons and then take it casually, right? So these are students who are involved. They volunteer. They show up at events. These are students who have been taking lessons from us for 10 years, and they play out in the community now. Like when we Major Chords for Minors played at events all last summer. We played at Friday Night Live. We played at Party on McCarty. We played at some local restaurants outside on the patio. And those are the students who are doing it, the students who started with us as little kids, and now they are high schoolers, and they are excellent musicians, and they're kind of, this is a way of giving back to the organization too. They are using their excellent musicianship now to actually bring attention to the program and bring the funding in as donations at events and stuff.
So let me ask you this, Lisa. For a young person, what does music mean for their future, even if they don't go on to be professional musicians? What does it do for them?
Right. For most of these students, not churning out the next generation of rock stars here. We are giving them a tool to help them be successful in other areas of their life. And whether they take that playing music forward into adulthood with them, it doesn't matter. They're still getting the benefits of greater academic success in school. Music helps with that, helps with social success, with self-confidence, with performance, the responsibility of, attaching to the thing. We don't just give students music lessons, we also give them an instrument, because music lessons aren't much good. You can't go home and practice.
Yeah.
So they have responsibility for an instrument that's been given to them. They have to show up for lessons.
Good.
They have to practice. They're getting things from using music that are beyond just music.
Yeah. So, Lisa, how can somebody get more information about Major Chords for minors?
So you can most easily follow us with updates on Facebook and Instagram, Major Chords for Minors. We also have a website, majorchordsforminors.org, and there are links to donate at all of those places. Our studio is in downtown Saginaw attached to First Congregational Church on Jefferson, and we can be reached there. Our phone number is 989-790-2000. If you have questions, you can find us on our website or Facebook page or call us.
Excellent. Well, Lisa, let's plan on touching bases down the road and see how well things are going, especially if you get those horns.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks. Yeah. Real quick.
We have a bunch of upcoming events that we're working towards this summer, including building a music festival on August 6th.
All right, we'll talk about that again in the future. Then we get a little closer. That sounds like something interesting.
Yeah.
Love to. All right, Lisa. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
You bet. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye now. Lisa from Major Chords for Minors. We'll be back to talk to Steve Anderson at, of course, Baird & Company with our ticker tip.
Come together and enjoy the greatest Beatles tribute concert ever. With Rain, a tribute